Have you ever wanted to marry a prince or princess? With the popularity of fairy tales, it's no wonder why many have dreamt of living their life in a castle with their royal love. Having your own Cinderella moment actually seems possible after seeing Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle both finding their own princes. It all seems so unattainable and interesting. But there are quite a few rules you would have to follow as a new royal. The queen needs to say yes first. When it comes to royal engagements, the queen is probably the most important person who needs to say yes. Before a member of the royal family can even pop the question in the first place, the queen must agree to the marriage. This rule was put into place by the Royal Marriages Act 1772, brought in by King George III after two of his brothers angered him by marrying commoners. This piece of legislation has since been replaced by the Succession to the Crown Act 2013. If one of the 6 people in line to the throne wants to get married, they must have the Queen's permission. In the instance she doesn't agree, then pursuing marriage will mean giving up all ties to the crown. The royal family are sticklers for the rules, and this seemingly old tradition is still in play. In 2018, Prince Harry was granted permission to marry Meghan Markle. Because he is within the 6 people in line for the throne, the Queen needed to give her consent to the marriage. In contrast, Princess Eugenie did not require the Queen's blessing to marry Jack Brooksbank that same year. Because Princess Eugenie is 9th in line for the throne, the rule does not apply to her. Beware of the fashion police. Anyone who marries into the royal family must always be aware of their fashion choices. Even the smallest things need to be considered. Something that would be completely insignificant to the general public can have a major impact on royal circles. With all that pressure, let's not forget that the public is always watching for the latest royal fashion trends. As an addition to the royal family, you would have to be prepared for your clothes to be a major part of your everyday decision-making. One of the strangest fashion rules is that handbags must only be carried in the left hand. According to an etiquette expert, leaving the right hand free means that they can greet the public. The way in which a royal holds their handbag can also signal when they have had enough of giving out greetings. If they have had enough, they can simply hold the bag with 2 hands to keep them busy. The Queen often uses her handbag to give subtle hints when she has had enough of talking to a person. Becoming a part of the royal family isn't all about tiaras like many would think. They are traditionally worn by royal brides on their wedding day, but this is a privilege reserved for married women only. Even more strangely, if you were to marry and become a royal woman, you would not be allowed to remove your coat in public. Doing so wouldn't be considered modest or ladylike because they would be undressing in front of the public. But being part of the royal family is always about keeping up the best appearances possible. In a rather morbid twist, royal family members must always have a black outfit to hand when traveling. This fashion rule is to keep everyone prepared in case a member of the royal family were to pass away. No politics allowed. If you had plans of a political career, you'd have to seriously reconsider if you were to marry into the royal family. When it comes to politics, the Queen must always remain neutral. As a result, the family as a whole has to follow her lead. Voting, running for any public office, or any political involvement simply isn't an option once a commoner becomes a royal. By remaining disengaged, the royal family can keep up a more relatable public role. It also means that they don't influence the public when it comes to political decisions like voting. Get used to your new title. As a new royal, you would almost certainly have to take part in public speaking engagements. The public may know your name, but they cannot refer to you on a first-name basis. Members of the royal family must always be referred to by their titles. Princes and princesses need to be addressed as His/Her Royal Highness, followed by specifics like Duke/Duchess of Cambridge. For simple greetings, using Sir or Ma'am is acceptable. Non-royals will have to get used to no more casual greetings. On the plus side, it means everyone will always be polite. Say goodbye to garlic. The Queen completely prohibits garlic from her royal dinner tables. Former royal chef Darren McGrady stated that the Queen refused to dine on garlic to avoid any unpleasant breath when holding an audience. To do so was viewed as antisocial. It's safe to assume that the Queen isn't much of a foodie at all. Darren McGrady also stated that the monarch will eat to live and often opt for more bland dishes when eating in private. And foodies marrying into the royal family will have to keep their love for food at bay, or at the very least, don't expect any really exciting flavors at the royal banquets. The paparazzi is always watching. For years, the royal family has had to contend with constant media attention. In particular, paparazzi have been determined to follow them and snap the most money-grabbing pictures possible. Both Prince William and Prince Harry have spoken out publicly against the paparazzi after the passing of their mother, Princess Diana. Following the 20-year anniversary of the event, Prince Harry candidly outlined his anger. He heavily criticized the paparazzi for taking photos of Princess Diana after that fatal car crash, rather than helping.
The people that chased her into the tunnel were the same people that were taking photographs of her while she was still dying on the backseat of the car.
In 2012, topless photos were released of Kate Middleton whilst she was vacationing in France at a private chateau. The Duchess of Cambridge was awarded £91,000 in damages later in court. The incident was an extreme breach of privacy. In August 2015, Kensington Palace issued a stern warning to international media outlets who were trying to obtain photos of Prince George. A family affair. Families of new royals also face a lot of public attention. It's no surprise that people would want to know about the family and background of a new royal who is from more humble beginnings. In 2011, Pippa Middleton skyrocketed to a household name during the royal wedding of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Her figure-hugging bridesmaid dress caused a stir and was as much of a sensation as the royals themselves. A Twitter page was even dedicated to Pippa's behind, reaching over 2,000 followers. In an interview, Pippa found this attention to be completely unexpected, as the plan was to simply blend in with Kate Middleton. During her interview with Oprah Winfrey, Meghan Markle is clearly astounded at the lengths the press took to find her family, going so far as to move into the apartment next door to her father and buy him gifts. Meghan's mother, Doria Ragland, has remained silent. In fact, during a 2019 visit, Doria was instructed that she could not go outside to get coffee with her daughter. There was a concern for their public image and what would happen if they were both spotted in the public. Being a royal seems pretty intense. Do you think you could cut it? Would you be able to follow the rules and deal with all of the attention? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.